After conquering the smartphone industry, the Apple company is all set to triumph yet another one. What is the industry? What are the new plans of the Apple company? Well, it is truly beyond your imagination. Join us today as we explore all about how the new, cheapest Apple car has shocked the entire car industry. What comes to our mind when we talk about the company Apple? Isn't it innovation? The market leader has never failed to impress us when we talk about innovation. From smartphones to watches, no matter which industry it steps in, the company revamps the entire market. This is why we always have high hopes for this gigantic company. Fulfilling all of our desires every time, this innovative company never fails to surprise us. And this is what it has done again. This time, the Apple company has come up with a jaw-dropping innovation that will blow your minds. It all began in the year 2014 when the Apple company was rumored to be working on a secret project called Project Titan. This immense project began in the Cupertino-based headquarters where the company gathered around 1,000 car experts and engineers, who were all set to make a nerve-wracking electric vehicle that will change the entire automobile industry. Since it was a massive project, it never went at a steady pace. Due to inner turmoil and organizational obstacles, this massive project has shifted and morphed many times over the previous several years. But who doesn't know all about the Apple company? Despite the challenges, although the development slowed down, it never got stopped. Despite claims in 2016 that Apple had shelved plans for an automobile, it was back on by 2020. According to a plethora of reports, this gigantic company is currently working on a completely autonomous self-driving vehicle. This amazing vehicle will not need any humans, instead it will drive on its own. It's a big undertaking, and assumptions say that the organization intends to develop a car that you might have never imagined before. It has come up with a theoretical framework of something that even your wildest minds have never imagined. But before that, have you imagined a world where you would not need to drive a car after a tiresome day? Have you imagined a time when the car will drive you to your destination? If not, it is time for you to recollect all your thoughts as we are about to see this happening. Yes, that's right. We will soon be living in a world where cars won't have a steering wheel or pedals if things go by Apple's plans. For those of you who are wondering about the team, the company has gathered experts from all over the place to make it happen. We all know about John Giandria, the AI machine learning leader for Apple. The company has hired him to lead the Apple automobile project. Moreover, Kevin Lynch, who has always been with the Apple Watch division since its inception, has also joined hands with this car team, and is credited with spearheading Apple's push for a self-driving car. Talking about the design and technology of the car, you will be stunned to hear this. The Apple car contains a high-powered Apple-designed microprocessor, which is the firm's most efficient element to date. It is made with neural processors that can manage the massive AI load required for self-driving cars. The processor will most likely be made by TSMC, the same firm that manufactures semiconductors for all other Apple products, such as iPhone, MacBook, etc. Bigger projects need bigger investments, and this is what Apple needs right now. There is no denying that Apple is one of the biggest firms, but to execute the process, Apple needs investors and partners. Apple will require partners to execute this amazing vision of an electric vehicle because it has no expertise in car production. Apple has always focused on making electronic gadgets, and it has never stepped into the automobile industry. It is thought to be working on establishing collaborations in the automotive sector. Apple has conducted negotiations with Hyundai and other firms, but it is unclear with whom it will collaborate. If all things go well, it will soon start production. There are no two opinions that Apple will break all barriers with this incredible invention. In fact, this planning and vision have already made huge headlines. This wondrous car has been declared Apple's future star innovation. Furthermore, the company has already claimed to provide a greater integration of hardware, software, and services than possible automotive competitors. The Apple car will most likely be positioned as an extremely high-end or substantially higher product than a regular electric car. And why not? After all, this amazing innovation is coming from the greatest brand of all time. We all know how vocal the CEO of Apple company Tim Cook is. This time too, he officially spoke about the company's success in self-driving technology in June 2017. The company unleashed its efforts in a relatively transparent moment. Apple isn't known for disclosing specifics about its project, but rules make it more difficult when it comes to automobile software. That is, they cannot put every plan out in public as they have to abide by certain laws. Despite the challenges, the company has never stopped its experiments and research. Apple has been testing autonomous automobiles on public roads in California since early 2017. Till now, it has used numerous SUVs. As Apple builds its self-driving technology, the SUVs have been sighted on the streets of Cupertino with a plethora of sensors and cameras. And testing has increased over the years. Apple now has around 60 test vehicles on the road. With all that being said, here are the latest plans for the company. Apple has set a target period of 2025 for the introduction of its self-driving car. But given the extensive scope of the work, it is possible that it may miss that deadline or that the project will be postponed. But it will not get postponed for more than a year, as the plans and the vision of the project is already in the hands. We'll undoubtedly hear a lot more about the project in the coming years, as Apple will need to develop connections with a whole new set of operational partners and other experiments from the automobile sector in order to launch the massive project. Nevertheless, we are quite sure the company will figure something out within a few months. In late 2021, Bloomberg's Mark Gurman reported that Apple has chosen to go all in on their automobile project, creating a fully driverless vehicle. Apple is concentrating its automobile effort on an autonomous vehicle that needs no driver contact, a goal that other automakers such as Tesla and Ford have yet to attain. Apple has two vehicle tracks in mind, one with limited self-driving capabilities and the other with complete self-driving functionality. Both the tracks have pros and cons, and both the ideas will revolutionize the automobile industry. However, under the leadership of Kevin, the company has revealed that it will go for the second option. Apple intends to create a car that will shock the entire world. It has been revealed that it will make the car without pedals and wheels. You might be thinking it is practically not possible. But let's not forget, we are talking about the king of innovations. With an interior that emphasizes hands-free driving, it will revolutionize the world. According to Bloomberg, Apple is considering a design that is comparable to Canoo's lifestyle vehicle. The riders of this car will have a completely new experience. If you are used to sitting on the traditional front and back seats, you will have to say goodbye to those. In this latest innovation, the riders will have to adjust the sides of the car. Apple may find it impossible to eliminate the steering wheel, since it may be necessary for an emergency. With that being said, who needs accelerators and brakes when we have no pedals and steering wheels? Because there would be no need for foot pedals to manage acceleration and braking if there was no steering wheel. Apple could exclude them as well. It will ease down the design and will make the manufacturing of the car easier by eliminating the additional steps. This car's chassis might be built on Hyundai's eGMP electric vehicle BEV platform, according to Quo, but it's unclear whether this will happen because Apple may not be able to create a collaboration with Hyundai. Apple has investigated ideas that include a giant iPad-like touch panel in the center of the vehicle, which would be close to Tesla's model. The center panel would allow people to communicate with it, and it would be connected with Apple's existing products and devices. Talking about the processor of the car, it will also be one of a kind. Apple's Silicon Engineering Department, which also produced the CPUs for the M1 iMacs, phones, other Macs, and other gadgets, is developing the processor for the automobile. According to Bloomberg, this microprocessor is the most complex feature Apple has created privately. It's reported to be made up of neural circuits that are capable of handling fully independent driving's artificial intelligence standard. When the chip runs out, a complex internal cooling system may be required. The chip might be named the C1 according to an EE Times researcher, and could be based on the A12 Bionic CPU. The Apple car is designed with safety as a top priority. Apple developers want to make a car that is safer than Tesla or Waymo. So they've built in repetitions and alternative technologies that will snap in if the driving system fails. If the company wants to make the car as secure as possible for users, removing the steering wheel may be difficult in the end. The Apple car might work with the combined charging system, which is a charging standard for electric automobiles. Every other automobile company uses the same system. And Apple car owners would be able to utilize existing charging stations if they adopted the standard. The company is recently getting its hands on a new battery type that might dramatically reduce the battery cost while also increasing vehicle performance. Apple is developing a monocell design that will augment the size of individual battery cells. However, it will also free up the room inside the battery pack by annihilating all the extra features that carry battery components. This will enable more active material to be packed into a smaller container. The world is dying to see what this amazing company comes up with, and we are sure it will be truly path-breaking. Anyways guys, if you want to see more interesting videos, click the video right above. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe with all notifications enabled so that you don't miss out on the latest news.